Funny story about this video, y'all. We have tried to record this at least 5 times and it keeps shutting down. And turns out it wasn't on video setting, so let's do this now.
Somebody did not put it on video mode.
Oops. Late now, but it's okay.
It's fine. You know, listen, January 1st, a great day, but it also is not the day you have to get your life together for a brand new year. So we're getting started now here. It is January 11th.
By the time this goes on,
there's 2, it's like January 1 plus just like another one.
Exactly, we're fine. So, 2019, it's pretty good, you know? Went to 3 new markets, launched a whole bunch of products, doubled our map collection, met a lot of friends.
We went to California and Jamaica, super fun trips.
Yes.
Yeah, we're really excited for what 2020 has in store.
2020 vision.
Yeah.
But with the new year comes New Year's resolutions, which we've got some mixed thoughts on those because it can be a little toxic.
Yes. So here's our thing with New Year's resolutions. 1, they're quite often focused on diet culture, which, listen, we are not about that nonsense. And you might be thinking, what is diet culture?
I don't know.
Okay, exhibit A of diet culture. Every single sponsor post I am getting in my Instagram, in my Twitter, on my Facebook, all around me is about some sort of detox, weight loss, diet.
I don't want to hear it.
Nonsense. About how just because it's a brand new year, my body is like no longer functioning, I guess. IDK.
What the heck? I don't support this.
Nope. Another key of diet culture, it is inherently fat phobic. What? Why would we want to have our lives like that?
2 thumbs down.
Boo. So, if you see any marketing that is diet-centric, fat-phobic, otherwise garbage, making people feel like they are lesser than, making people feel like they should hate other people around them because they don't look the same way that they look in as models, cut that ish out of your life. An easy way to do this is if you have friends starting to engage in diet talk, just feel like this conversation is not productive. I'm gonna scoot on out of here.
Change the topic already. There are more important things to talk about.
Live your best life. Eat foods that make your body feel good. Move because it makes your body feel good.
If your New Year's resolution revolves around changing how you eat or changing how you move your body, and your reason is not because you want to try new foods because they're delicious or because you really like moving around because it's a super great way to energize yourself after a long day, I recommend you change that now.
Change the narrative around what you're doing and you will feel so much better about it. Another thing about resolutions is that so many of them are set up for you to fail by today, January 11th. So if you're setting up your New Year's resolution in such a way that it's just unrealistic, it's such a drastic change from what you were doing on December 31st of 2019, then you're really only going to end up feeling disappointed in yourself and more likely to give up on everything entirely. So yeah, that's why today's video is not about New Year's resolutions, but it's about goals. And you might be thinking, well, that just seems like another word for the same exact thing. But we've tried to set up all of our goals that we're going to talk about today, and they're both personal and for Hint of Mint, in ways that are positive, focused on growing throughout this year, and aren't so strict that we feel like we're just destined to fail them.
I mean, we've kept up with them so far 11 days, so that's a good start.
Mm-hmm.
And none of these goals revolve around diet culture.
So one of my personal goals for this year is to have more non-regularly scheduled social activities. That sounds like a mouthful, but so I have a couple wonderful things that I do with people on a regular basis. I have a supper club that I do dinner with once a month. I have like some regularly scheduled drinks with other folks. I watch The Bachelor on Mondays, but it's always usually like based on a schedule and set ahead of time. And so one of my goals is to be more willing to say yes to plans that come up more last minute, if it seems something exciting and something like I want to do, while still giving myself permission to say no to plans if I'm truly not feeling it. Like last night, I was super exhausted. I hadn't slept well the night before, and someone texted me about plans, and I was like, it's not really I'm not gonna enjoy it, so I'm gonna take a night for myself. But just to not do that every single time.
That would not be a realistic goal for me because I prefer the comfort of my room.
Well, same, but that's why it's a goal.
Yes, but I would fail at that goal. One of my goals is to every day at the end of the day write down something I'm grateful for that day. So I live for planners and agendas. I get a new one every year, and it's my best purchase of the year by far. And the one I have this year gives me a spot to write that. And I've tried to do this other years, but within like 2 weeks of starting it, I always forget to write it down, and then I'll just like fill in random things. This year, I'm gonna try to think of something really special about each day. And the cool thing is, even my introverted self has been very grateful for social outings so far this year. So,
Wow, I'm proud of you.
we're growing!
Yay! Okay, so one of my other goals is again, we're talking about staying in. I love to cook at home, but I have noticed around the end of the year that I was getting into kind of a rut and making the same things over and over again. And I have these awesome cookbooks and other types of things that I don't really pull out that often. They just sit on my bookshelf over there. So my goal is to actually start making new things, and I just got ingredients to make a new type of soup, and I never make soup, so this will be something new and exciting for me.
Remember the last time you made a soup?
It wasn't the last time I made a soup. Okay, so here's one of my aversions to soup. It's a long list, but one of my issues with soup is that it is a disaster waiting to happen. So I made this soup. It was a corn chowder. It was beautiful. It was delicious. I was so pleased with it.
Did anyone get to find out?
Well, I got to find out. I ate it before I brought it. Okay, so I was bringing it to my friend's house, and we were doing a soup swap. We were all making a bunch of soup, and we get to try each other's, and then you could take some soup home with you as well. So I made this huge crock pot full of corn chowder, loaded up in my car, driving to my friend's house. Along the way, someone stops in front of me real quick. So I stop, obviously, so as to not hit someone else in the road, That seems polite. Unfortunately, my soup did not get the memo to stop. So,
Inertia.
soup all over my car. Get to my friend's house, I pulled my car mats out and just dump all the soup on the ground. R.I.P. soup. So, like, if you've ever seen The Office, Kevin with the chili, that was me that day. So, soup is a challenge for me. We're trying new things this year. We're not going to be afraid of soup.
Conquering fears.
Yep.
Here's a goal that I've set for myself. To embrace change. I hate change. I like my things to be in a routine. I like everything to be set in a row, and I don't like it to ever adjust. But this year is a lot of change. I will hopefully graduate from undergrad. I will become a real adult, and I will move locations into this household. We're gonna touch on that more later. And it's just gonna be a lot, A lot of my friends that I've spent the past 4 years with are gonna be across the country or maybe elsewhere. I don't even know where they'll be. So it's gonna be a lot. But I'm going to work on embracing it one day at a time and not getting overwhelmed. Stay tuned.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
Okay, so our next goal before we get into our business goals is a combo personal goal. So as Hannah just mentioned, she will be moving into my house in May, June, sometime after graduation. So we'll be living together for the next year or so. And we obviously lived together for our whole childhood, and then we lived together for one summer since then. But this will be a lot of together time. And we also run a business together. So one of our goals with this move-in process is to not let all of our time together be about the business. Obviously, it'll be super great because we can work on projects together. We don't have to schedule time to do videos like this because we'll just be home together. But my goal is to not let the business take over our home entirely.
I agree.
Great. This is mostly a goal for you.
Yes, I'm a workaholic.
Yes.
I just always like to be productive. I have a very strong need for it. So I'm going to work on, well, first, not drag her into it. Then see if I can work on myself. But at least,
One step at a time.
yeah, at least keep it to myself if I need to be productive. So now on to our business goals.
Ooh.
So these goals were set over a FaceTime session on December 31st because she had a small question. I said, by the way, we haven't set any goals. Do you have any? And we were like, okay, let's think of some things. But I'm really excited about all these because they're all things that we said we wanted to work on, but now we're putting them very concretely and going to stick to them. And they each have, I feel like some sort of numerical quantity or like this happens every however much so that they are more realistic to reach. Because if you set a vague goal that's like, oh, I would just like to make this happen. Like it's like if we just said we want to release more products, like great, we released one product, we've reached that. We released 50 products, we've reached that. So kind of.
But at the same time, none of the numbers are so out there for us. They're based on what we've done in the past, and so.
Mm-hmm. And I think some of them
goals attainable.
Yes. Some of them might be a little high, but we're going into it with the expectation that it's okay if we don't reach them because the cool thing is, even if you only get partway there, you still probably got farther than you would have without a goal.
That's true.
The first goal is that we want to release 20 maps in 2020. Now that's a lot, but here's the thing. These maps have really taken off. Year 1, we released 6. Year 2, we only released 7 because we kind of hit a weird thing where we had exhausted all of the schools that we knew or that our close friends knew, and we were still trying to feel out if they were going to be a popular product. We didn't want to launch into it too much. But then this year, a lot of y'all have really latched onto them, which is so exciting. So we're really working to get a bunch released. We already have 5, I think, that will be ready to release in the coming weeks and such. So that's really exciting. But on that note, we need y'all's help because if you do not tell us about your schools and what you want to see, we can't make these maps because no map gets made without a consultation with a student or alum of that university. So y'all always like, why don't you have this school? Well, if you don't help us, we can't do it. I'm sorry.
Nope, we only went to one college. We went to the same one. So our personal experience is limited.
Help us out.
Our next goal. If you're one of our email subscribers, you've already seen this goal in action. We are going to have one flash sale every single month.
What?
That's 12, folks. So this will be a chance for us to highlight some of our products that are maybe not brand new, because we spent a lot of time focusing on our new product launches, and talking to you a little bit more about why we love them and giving you a chance to grab them at a little bit of a discount. So it's really exciting for you.
So take advantage of these, and if you're not on our email list, head over to our website, www.hintofmintdesigns.com. It's a real cute website. We designed it ourselves. Sign up for that email list because you do not want to miss these sales. They are going to be probably 1 or 2 days only, and some of them we'll release to the general public on our Instagram, but some are email exclusive because we want to reward those customers that are following us in all aspects. Mm-hmm. Our next goal was to revamp our Instagram. So in a quick history of Hint of Mint on Instagram, in 2016 into 2017, our Instagram was like, well, if you make something, maybe post it, but it doesn't matter. And then 2017 summer into the present, we started scheduling out our posts, which over time that has evolved from, however many lettering posts, product posts, paying posts each week. And it was good at first because it kept us on track, kept us posting stuff, got us excited. But then in 2019, especially in the end of it, it became so much of a burden for us because it was like, oh, I gotta make something, I'm due for a post today. Oh, I gotta figure out what to write in this caption. And we were just feeling uninspired, and posting on Instagram was taking away from the aspects of this business that we enjoy most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like we wanted to be able to focus on projects and things like that we wanted to work on, but they weren't necessarily going to work for a post. And so we were making separate content just for our Instagram, and taking time away from time that we could spend working on our actual designs that we're going to sell in our store.
Yes, and so sometimes we're hard at work, but we can't post it yet because it's, a confidential project like a wedding suite, or it's something that we don't know if it's going to be launched yet. We want to keep it to ourselves. Whatever reason, we can't always post what we're working on, but we still want to keep y'all in the loop. So we are revamping our Instagram to be a little less frustrating for us, I guess.
Yes.
And just posting fewer days a week. So we are posting less on the weekends because we want the weekends to actually be weekends for us. Mm-hmm. The only reason we would post on a weekend is if we wanted to shift a weekday post to the weekend because there's an event we're going to that we want to post at or whatever reason. And we are going to post more stuff that y'all want to see and that what we want to make, because it seemed kind of silly to make something just to put it up on Instagram if we didn't enjoy making it and y'all didn't want to see it. What's the point of it at that point? So it was about reevaluating. It was like, okay, is it more important to put something out there or more important for it to be good and something that we're excited about? I think it's the second choice.
So one of our other goals is to be more organized with our finances. This was a goal we started at the beginning of 2019. It's sort of probably going to be an ongoing goal for ever, basically.
We did a good job with it in 2019.
Yes. The difference between 2018 and 2019 is astounding in terms of how organized we were with our bookkeeping and our finances and all of that kind of stuff, and make sure that we're tracking things through our site and our offline purchases and all those types of things. That being said, I know we still have a long way to go, and I would like us to get to the point where we're so organized that I could just take everything that we've purchased, sold, whatever throughout the year, package it up, send it off to someone to process for tax season, and then we don't even have to worry about it anymore. So that's more of a long-term goal, but everything that we do behind the scenes wise for our business is trying to get us closer to that point. Then we can spend more time doing the things we love, which is designing.
Another goal that we have is getting professional photos done. So what you guys see on our Instagram is, for the most part, pictures we've taken on our phones of what we're working on, the products, and we literally hold them up in the backyard. If it's just one of us holding up the product in one hand, picture with the other, sometimes we get to tag team it, which is good because we get a little more flexibility on our angles. But yeah, that's basically what we have to work with. So we would love to have it this year some time to just take pictures of us working, our products, so that we can refresh our website, have a little more
cohesiveness to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially on our feed, it would be cool if not every picture was just something that our mom or friends took of us.
Yes. And I think it would be a really great way to document how far we've come with this business. Because, I don't know how long we're going to be doing this, but I'd love to have something to professionally document this stage and how we're growing so that we can keep looking back on it as we grow with the business and as we move on with our lives.
Our last goal that we want to talk about is having confidence in our value as a business. So we've been at this for over 3 years, and that's
almost
a lot
3.5.
Yeah, that's a lot of time we put into this business. And when we were first starting out, we were kind of like, oh, we're new at this, we're figuring it out. Y'all are along for the journey with us, and y'all are taking us as we are, and we loved that. But we have grown a lot, and our skills are much better, and our time is very valuable to us, and we're really realizing that. So we are going to be better about that. We've already adjusted some of our pricing for custom work going into 2020 because we realized that when we sit down and make something for y'all, it is worthwhile, and y'all are ordering it from us for a reason, so we are not going to undercharge or undervalue ourselves.
And part of that is thanks to y'all, thanks to the amazing feedback we get when we go out to talk to people at markets or the responses we get from our orders. And so that is so wonderful, and thank you. I think still sometimes we get stuck in this mindset of like, oh, we're new, we're just beginning. So we're just so happy if anyone orders anything ever. But we've been doing pretty well, and we're excited to see it continue to grow. One of the other things along with that is we're focusing more on projects that really fit our style and the things we like to work on. Towards the beginning, I think we would say yes to literally any project that anyone suggested, just because we were excited that someone wanted to work with us. But now we want to be able to make sure that we're doing the best we possibly can on every single project that we take on. So we're going to take on a project only if we're excited about it, excited about the style, and think that's something that really fits us and our time and our needs.
And one more thing about undervaluing. So if you are a small business owner and you are undervaluing your work, one, you are hurting yourself because you are not showing the world that what you make is worthwhile, and you are not rewarding yourself for the time that you put in. But you are also hurting other small businesses because you are making it so that other people are no longer competitive with you, and customers are going to be like, wow, this person's stuff is so expensive. Why would this person charge so much? When really the person who's charging more is charging what that work is worth. So just keep that in mind. Keep in mind that you are making yourself just look less valuable. And why would you want to do that? You deserve to charge what you're worth.
Exactly. And so yeah, that's definitely part of our mindset too, is that we don't want to hurt anyone else by not charging enough and devaluing the market as a whole. So we're super excited for 2020. We've already got some great custom projects lined up, and we're hoping to do even more. And we got lots of great products for y'all. Now it's time for you to let us know what kind of goals you have, whether they're personal or for your business. Give us a comment down below. DM us on Instagram. Our email is always open if you want to chat about your goals.
Yeah, we want to hear. We want to support you.
Exactly. So happy 2020. Have a great year. We're super excited to see what you do.
Remember to like this video and subscribe so that you can see all the videos we have coming. We're going to try to have vlogs up from all of our markets and more of these sit-down videos to talk about what you want to hear. So if you want to hear about something, let us know in the comments too.
Yes, for sure.